Alright, so in this video I'm going to review the Group 1 major scales. I'm going to show them to you 1 octave and then again 2 octaves. And what I suggest you do is you use the Alfred fingering sheet as a reference and have it next to you as you play and watch this video. And I'll just remind you that in order to help you with these fingerings, it helps to group everything first before you play it, just to get used to what it feels like under your hands and on the keys. And then you can play them slowly, hands separately, and then you can put them hands together. So to get started, again, I just want to remind you that for Group 1 scales, notice that the right hand fingering is all the same. And again, we have the standard fingering of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, which also means we have them in groups of 3. So say C major, we have a group of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're doing 2 octaves, the pattern repeats itself. So then we have 1, 2, 3 next octave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So if you have 1 octave down, it's really easy to expand it to 2 octaves. But the basic fingering is 1, 2, 3, thumb under, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're grouped that way. For the left hand, same idea. We'd have all 5 fingers this time, and then group of 3, and then the pattern continues. So we have a group of 4, and then group of 3. So notice that's the same for all these white key scales here, Group 1 scales. But the only difference is when you get to B major, notice you're starting on a 4. And what that looks like is you have 4 on a B, so that's 4, 3, 2, group of 3. Or you can think of it as a group. Actually, you can think of it as groups of 4 and 4. So group of 4 notes together, and then 4 crosses over, and then another group of 4. So you can think of it in groups of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But also, you can think of it in groups of 1, 2, 3, and then thumb, 1, 2, 3, or groups of 3, group of 2, group of 3, and 1. Okay, so I will show you the fingerings for Group 1. So again, just look over this sheet as you're watching this video. I'm going to do it 1 octave here. And I want to remind you that when you do it 1 octave, just remember the 3rd fingers are all together. So I'll do it 1 octave here with the sheet showing on the screen. And then I'm going to do it 2 octaves with just the keyboard, and you can watch me do it on the keyboard. Okay? So again, one tip I can remind you is that first practice it in groups, which means, say, for 1 octave, C major, 1, 2, 3, practice your thumb going under its 3rd finger. So think of it as like you're trying to make the number 4, or you're just basically moving your thumb sideways, right? Right under the 3rd finger. So 1, 2, 3, thumb under. So, and you don't want the pause there, but just going straight across. 1, 2, 3. So first you would group it. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 octave. Same thing with the left hand. You can play all 5 fingers. 3rd finger over. 3, 2, 1. Okay? Another way you can practice it before you start playing hands together is do what we call contrary motion, which means you're playing the same fingering, you're just going out this way. So for example, one hand's going up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other hand's going down the keyboard, so 1, 2, 3, thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what that looks like if you were to separate them would be 1, 2, 3, thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing coming up, so 5, group of 4 notes, third over, group of 3 notes. And then if you wanted to play them hands separately, the C scale is very easy to practice with, so just start with that and just do the C scale. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. Third over. So that's good practice just to get your fingers moving and also having the same fingering going out. Okay. So after you practice it in groups with each hand, then if you were going to do it hands together, what I want you to remember is that when you're going up, third fingers are always going to be together. So for example, third fingers together, and then after the third fingers are together, your right hand thumb is going to go under first, and then your left hand's just going to focus on playing all its fingers. So watch me again. We're going up, third fingers together, third fingers together. Now, thumb on the right hand goes under, and then left hand, you're still going to play these other 2 notes because you want to play all 5 fingers in the left hand. So keep going. And then after you've gotten to your thumb in your left hand, your third finger's got to be together. So to make that work, your right hand already has its third finger ready. Your left hand has to cross the third finger over to make sure they're together. 3, 2, 1. Right? Coming back down, it's the same thing, but this time the left hand's going to do the thumb under first. Right hand, you have to play all its fingers, all 5 fingers first. So coming down, third fingers together, thumb goes under in the left hand because that's first, and then right hand, you just got to play the rest of your fingers. And then third fingers together, so we have to cross over in our right hand this time. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like in the keyboard so you can have a bigger picture of it. But again, use this sheet to help you as I go through the scales, and I'll talk through it as I go through it. So, okay, so if we did C major, again, the fingerings, 1, 2, 3, thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third over. So this is good practice to practice your thumb under and third over. Left hand, same idea. 5 by itself. Then you have group of 4, and then third over, and then coming down. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, if we're going to do it, we call this parallel motion where they're going in the same direction. This time going up and back down. So what I want you all to remember is third fingers are together. So like I said before, third fingers are together the first time as you go up. Thumb under has to happen in the right hand first. And then left hand, you have to play all 5 fingers. So basically you keep going with the left hand until you get to your thumb. Right hand, you have to put your thumb under. So third fingers together first. thumb under, play all 5 fingers in the left hand. Now, third fingers together again, and as you do that, your left hand has to cross over the third finger so that they're together. And then finish it out. And then coming back down, same idea, this time. So we have third fingers together. Now the left hand has to do the thumb under first, and then the right hand you have to play all the fingers. And then third fingers together, finish it out. Okay, so that's the basic fingering for all of these group 1 scales. That is until you get to B major, which I mentioned before. You start on a 4 in B major in the left hand. And when we get to that, I'll talk about it. So, for now we're just going to do C major, G major, D, A, E, 1 octave. So follow along on your keyboard, and again, just remember, third fingers together, that will help you in 1 octave. Ready? C major. Third fingers together, thumb under. Third fingers together. Thumb under. Okay, hopefully you got that. So next one we'll do is G major. So remember, notes for G major are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. So we have 1 black key, and then G. But the fingering stays the same. So G major, same idea, remember, third fingers together, thumb under, and then same thing coming down. G major, ready, go. Thumb under, third over, F sharp, F sharp, third fingers together, thumb under, third fingers together. Okay. Moving on to D major. So D major, we have an F sharp and a C sharp. Again, same idea, and just remember third fingers are together. D major, ready, go. Thumb under, third over, third fingers together, thumb under, left hand, third over, right hand. Okay. Next scale, A major. So this time we have F sharp, G sharp, C sharp. So again, the notes in the A major scale are A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. A major, ready, go. Thumb under, third together, thumb under, third over. Okay, and then E major. So we have 4 sharps this time. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. The notes are E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. E major. Ready, go. Okay, and now we have B major. So when you get to B major and its scale fingering, remember the right hand has the standard fingering of 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're just doing 1 octave, it would end on 5. But the left hand is a little bit different because you start on a 4. So when you group it, it could be 4, 3, 2. So 3 notes there, starting on a 4. Use your thumb. And then long fingers, 4, 3, 2 on the black keys. And then a 1. So when you play it hands together, one octave, remember your long fingers will actually help you on your black keys. So just know that when you start on your 4, fingers 2 and 3 are going to be on the 2 black key groups. And then you have your thumb, and then 4, 3, 2. Long fingers. Right? So I'll do it one octave for you, just so you can see it. So it looks like this. Thumbs together. 4, 3, 2. Thumbs together. So again, if you grouped it, it would look like using your 2 and 3 on the black key groups. Thumb under, thumbs together, and then 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, and back down. 4, 3, 2, black keys, thumbs together. Alright, so that's your group 1 one octave scales.